Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Spider, and welcome back to another review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers 2007 movie Voyager Blackout. Yeah, so we're back with some more Transformers stuff. And on top of that, today is actually my 50th review. Yeah, I've done 50 of these things. And to celebrate, we're going to be taking a look at my... Fumbled that up. I think people say... I don't think so. I'll take it back. I messed that up. To celebrate, we're going to be taking a look at Voyager for the very first time on this channel. Yeah. Okay, I know that's not the greatest way to celebrate 50 reviews, but I kind of realized at the last second, and I was going to review Blackout anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'll just go with that. Oh, how creative I am, eh? Yeah. Well, anyways, on to the review. Now, this is the time where I would usually look at the packaging, but I don't have it anymore, so instead, spray bottle. Now, onto the figure itself. Oh, it just untransformed there for a second. Let me make sure it's all plugged in together. It's all good. Alright, I might need to raise the camera up just a itty bitty bit here so we can better look at the cam. Raise the camera up to get a better look at the camera. I'm just saying all kinds of nonsense today. So let's get a better look at the figure here. So let's focus in on the front here. Mine doesn't really like to line up that much. Like, kind of makes the rest of it untransformed for some reason. Oh, no, actually it's holding it together pretty well here. Never mind then. So on the front here, we have some nice dusty windows. Sorry. I thought I got all the dust off of this figure. Apparently not. Oh well. So if you see any dust on this figure, please excuse it. So we got some nice black windows here with some yellow trim. Nice. We got little... Actually, I've never known what this thing was. I always thought it was a gun when I was a kid, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. I don't know what it is. Got some nice gold paint here in the front. Just kind of scraping off, unfortunately. And the black windows, I like how shiny and reflective they are. Another window there. Some more back this way. Yeah, some others there. And yes, I forgot to mention, yes, of course, I did lose his rotors. His propeller blades, unfortunately. Yeah, so those are gone. Thankfully, they don't really play that big of a role in this figure. It's just they're kind of there, and now they're not. But I got the rest of them here, so hopefully that's alright. And nice windows. Bunch of lines and stuff. The back part. So a nice little red stripe there. Yeah. Top of the helicopter. I can get him in the frame. It's pretty long. And it's also got this cool, you can kind of see it. On this part and on these parts, there's some nice weathering going on. Kind of make the figure look like he's scuffed up, you know, to give it a little more realism, make it look like the helicopter's been through a bit. So it's kind of nice. You can kind of see it. You can't really see it very well on the... You can kind of see it better this one. So yeah, that's really nice. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool helicopter mode. Now, the bottom, unfortunately, suffers from... Well, you can see his head, see his arms, see his legs. Yeah, pretty much everything is just visible at the bottom. So, that's unfortunate, but it's fine. You know, you're not going to ever pose him like that. You're going to pose him like this. So, yeah. It's pretty nice. And he does have some landing gear, which do spin. One up here on the front. Yeah. And you can actually fold these landing gear down. And I'm never flipping that back up for the rest of the review because it is that much of a pain in the butt. Well, that, and I'm lazy. Yeah, I believe that is pretty much it for the helicopter mode. Or at least it would be, but the figures didn't jam-pack a bunch of play features into this guy. The main one is that back here, you can see there's this little pushy thing here. And if I had the propellers, I could show this off much better. So, you know, raise the camera back up a little bit here. Hopefully this guy can all stay together. Oh, wait, what did I just say? What did I just say? Hold together, dang it. Dang. Okay, he's just gonna be a little cracked up, but sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Jeez. Take this little button here, and if I had the propeller blades, I could show it off better. But if you push this button, the rotor actually spins. Isn't that cool? I think that's a neat little thing. They didn't need to put that in there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Even more cool that it still works. It's probably because this whole thing right here is kind of just one piece, so it doesn't really have to worry about, you know, breaking. Unlike the Scorponok, which had another kind of mechanism sort of like that, but it went all the way through the arms, which are articulated, which it did unfortunately break, as I showed off in that review. So, yeah. Yeah, another thing you can do is back here, you can see this little gappy, and that's because this figure originally came with an itty-bitty little Scorponok that you were supposed to be able to put in here. Now, unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, but I don't really care because it wasn't that great of a Scorponok. It was kind of just this plastic thing with a little bit of black paint on it, and I don't even think it could move. Or maybe its tail moved? It wasn't really that great. But you're supposed to be able to put it in here, and there's this little button right here that you would push, and it would drop. And you can, like, have Blackout fly by and just kind of drop off Scorponok. Now, as I said, I lost it, so I can't properly show it off. But I can try it. Let's see if I can try another deployable Decepticon, see if that'll work. You can bring in Frenzy in here from the deluxe Blackout figure and see if that'll work. Let me see here. Maybe put it the other way. He will. Cool. Yeah, so I can kind of show it off. So you can just drop them off. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Didn't have to do that. So yeah, you can do it with Frenzy if you want to. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do it with Frenzy, but hey, it didn't make a whole lot of sense for Blackout to have Scorponok either, but yeah, they did it anyways. And speaking of Scorponok, there's actually quite a few things you can do with the two of those figures together. So let's bring him in here. And it's a really cool feature, which I did not know about this until recently when I did some research on this figure, which is why you should always do research on figures before you review them. Because I didn't know about this for the longest time. You see, there are these two little posts or pegs right there. And for the longest time, I had no idea what was the purpose of them. I was like, why are those there? They don't play into the transformation or anything at all. I found out why. If you see here on Scorponok, there are these two little holes here, and those posts go into that. So yeah, you can actually plug Scorponok into Blackout. Ooh. So I'm going to raise up the camera even more, because I'm going to need some room for this one. But yeah, so you can want to get some stuff out of the way, so just kind of flip down the tail. I typically kind of fold down the arms a little bit. And kind of fold down the head. You don't have to do that part, but I just like to, and you'll see why in a second here. So yeah, so that, and this all going to connect with that, and that. Now, these two are the most complicated because it's not just a circle, it's got angles on it, so you gotta make sure you're plugging it in right. So I'm gonna make sure that one plugs in first, and then do the rest. And then you get, I'm gonna raise up the camera a little bit more. You still can't really see it. But yeah, you got Blackout, and he can just fly around with Scorponok under him. I love this, especially when you have Scorpion just kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm just here. He just carries me around like this sometimes. Whee! I love this. I'm so upset that I never knew about this before. This is so cool. But what makes me even more sad that Scorponok is broken, because as I said in the review, these treads, you're supposed to be able to like roll them across a flat surface and they would spin his claws, but that it doesn't work anymore. And there was a thing you're supposed to be able to do here. If you remember, which shit was only a couple minutes ago, I don't know why I said that, this part would make the propeller move, but it was also supposed to make the claws move. But obviously, ooh, it got stuck. Yeah, that's because Scorponok got broke. Heck, I can do this though. You can move the tail out of the way. If you move these treads, it's not the most elegant way of showing this off, I apologize, but if you move the treads, it actually will spin the helicopter blade. So, yeah, unfortunately only this part works. These don't really spin anymore, and that just makes me sad, because it was another cool thing that they added that they didn't have to. Oy. Pretty neat little connection. But yeah, that was a neat little thing. A couple neat little things that they did not have to do, and I'm glad they did, because that's really fun. So yeah, just put Scorpion off to the side here. And lower the camera here a bit. So yeah, they put a lot of stuff into this figure. And I'm not even done. There's stuff you can do in the robot mode too. So yeah, I'm glad that they put that extra stuff in there. I like little play features that don't hinder the figure, that actually add to the fun of it. And this one definitely adds to the fun, so I like it. So yeah, helicopter mode, you know, besides all the visible stuff, is really good. I really like it. Now, on to some size comparisons. So, here it is with a Lego minifigure. With the Pack Destruction minifigure Mothra. The Pack Destruction minifigure Godzilla. And, if I think I should be able to get him in here. You can get him with his Decepticon brethren. Buddy Scorponok. And Swindle. So there. Here we got all the Decepticons I've reviewed so far. I didn't ask. I guess I'll just do one. That's just Scorponok and Blackout. So yeah. Well, this figure is not in scale. I don't really care. I like these two. I like them together. Especially cool in robot mode. But we shall get to that in a moment. Here's some of the Autobots I've reviewed so far. Got Bumblebee. Have the movie RC. I guess I can move a little bit more like that. There we are. And finally, with the previous review, Jazz. Alright. Now that's it for helicopter mode. On to... Oh, wait, no. One more thing. Measuring time. Measure how long this thing is. thing is, you can't really see at all, is about 10 inches long. Doesn't appear that way on camera for some reason. I don't know what kind of optical illusion that is, but yep, this figure is not smaller. But what else would you expect from a Voyager figure? Now, I definitely need to raise the camera up for this, because we are going to transform him now. So, first thing you want to do here is just kind of... Sure, it's like, yeah, the first one thing you want to do here, you can see this, right? It's like, geez, I forget to look at the camera to see what you're seeing. So, apology if things are like out of frame and over here. You think after 50 reviews, I would learn by now, but nope. Still the foolish amateur I have always been. But anyways, so you want to grab onto this and just kind of pull it apart. Focus camera, thank you. Just kind of pull it apart, and so that plugs into here on both sides, and then these things plug together. So now these are all just kind of flippity floppity. And yeah, I guess we'll wait for that later. So you want to come back here and grab onto this piece and just kind of unplug it. Then you want to move it down like that, push it around, and this post will plug into that like so. That's really nice. That's not going anywhere. It plugs in very nicely. Now, what to do next? I guess we'll just do the legs. So just unplug them like that. These three would go into, no, just these two would go into there and there. And, that's what you want to do. So I'm kind of doing this out of order. You want to take these things, pull them up, rotate them, and just fold them down. And it's kind of cool. They got some like missiles in them too. Very nice. Now onto this part. This has a bit of the, which I didn't know the name of it, the Automorph. Which I don't know the name of it. Have I said that in previous views? I don't remember, but you get some Automorph action here, which just, oh, first you want to rotate the waist, but folding this, yes, okay, so you want to rotate this, okay, right? Yes, you want to rotate this and it will rotate the head. At least it would. It doesn't really work too well anymore. Ooh. Okay, I'll just flip the head the rest of the way and just plug it in. That's just, it's a lot easier. It doesn't work too well anymore, unfortunately. Now you want to take this fumbly mess and make it a little less fumbly. So you want to take this and just kind of fold it in. Just kind of plug that into the back. And if you, whoa, bump the camera. And if you want, you can actually unplug this part if you want to make the transformation easier, but it's not necessary. It just makes it a little less fumbly. I guess we'll do the arms last. So you want to spread the legs here, like that. You want to rotate the legs, fold down the toes, and pull on this knee part, which will flip that thing up. You want to come to the back of the leg, take this piece, flip it up, and then kind of flip out the back toe. And there's a little ridge that this will just go into, and it'll keep that in place. Just do that on the other side. Flip out the knee. As standing. In the right position. Alright. Now, this tab will plug into right there. Just plug in the arms. Then, on the camera again, then you want to just pull down the arms, rotate them, and take this piece, and just fold that, put the forearm, pull down the hand, and then just bend the elbow. I guess you can just leave it straight if you want to. And do the same thing on the other side. Just flippity flip, flippity flip. And that's it. You're done. And this is Voyager Blackout. Yeah. Unfortunately, a piece of it's kind of broke off, and I don't remember ever. I don't really remember when it broke. I just always remember it having this one tab, but apparently it's supposed to have two. Because you can see there's a tab there and a tab there, or a little slot here and there. Because there's supposed to be two here, but apparently it broke off. You can even kind of see where it kind of broke there. So yeah, and I really think that that second little tab would have really helped, because the arms don't have the greatest connection. They're a little flippity floppy. So I really think that was kind of necessary, and I'm really sad I broke on my figure. But anyways, just get a look here at I'm forgetting how I do things. I am forgetting how I do things. You would think, after doing so many reviews, that it would be, you know, just... You would just be up there and I just remember how to do things, but nope. Yep. Still as amateurish as always. Also, doesn't help that I don't do these very, well, I think it's like, recently it's been like a month between each review, which I gotta work on that. Because there's literally no reason why it should take that long. It's just, I'm lazy and I don't always feel like doing them. So I gotta get out of that habit. So, focus here on the head. Just has a little rotation. Can he rotate all the way around? I think he can, but it kind of gets stuck, so I wouldn't recommend it. Now the arms, hopefully they will stay tapped in. Could move up that far, and as you see, they can move all the way back due to transformation. Arms can go out. Ooh, that far. Nice. Ratchet joints, I think they are. That's some nice ones on him. Keep some of those joints nice and tight. Elbow. Oh, also, bicep swivel. I don't know why I forgot about that. Elbow. Got okay, decent bend. Stay plugged in, dang you. And then the hand can go up and down. And he does have a waist swivel. Oh goodness, everything just came undone with that, didn't it? Ain't that lovely? Okay, hang on. Stay plugged in, darn you. Stay together. Stay together. Stay it. Yeah, I think this would probably also help. I know I said I wasn't going to take it off, but I think removing that is probably going to help when showing off articulation, because, I mean, just look at how much cleaner that makes him look. So, yeah. Anyways, just move the arms out of the way. Legs can kick that far forward and that far back. It's got a nice little hip flaps. One on this side broke, unfortunately. Legs can go all the way out. You can do a nice spread. That's very nice. Stay together. I said stay together. Goodness. Let's get some knee rotation. Picking up the knee. Yeah, decent bend. Also, that's another nice clickety ratchet. Yeah, this thing, which I don't typically leave it out, because when you mess around with them, it just ends up getting pushed in anyway, so... and the toes can move up and down. Do they move individually? I don't think they do, no, so... yeah, they're connected. And I guess this one can move a little bit, too. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. Especially for back in these days, you know. It wasn't too bad. Especially compared to last review, Jazz. Some of his joints didn't move the best, especially his knees. Goodness, his knees were not that great. Alright, let's plug that back in now. Because now we're talking about the details. So we can focus in here. He has nice face with some nice black paints in the little crevices and whatnot. He has nice little red eyes. A nice Decepticon symbol there. Stay focused. We got the gold and everything from the front, which also, be careful with this. The glue can kind of wear off, as it did on mine, and it can kind of pop off, and that is a very tiny piece and can be easy to lose, so be on the awares of that. That made sense. I'll take a better look at the... you can't even see it here. Take a better look at the missiles here. Just great little missiles, but they're cool. Lower down a little bit here. He has arms. He has nice little hands. He has waist. He has some very nice black and light blue detail going on. He has legs. They got back, which isn't too bad, I would say. I mean, it doesn't stick out that far. I don't know. I think it's fine. You just kind of get angled because of the little push button here. Oh, goodness gracious. Those extra tabs really were necessary. I'm very upset that they broke. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And like I said, I don't think there's any more of that little weathering that was on the back here. I don't think that's anywhere else, really. That's fine. The fact that they included it in just those few spots is still cool enough. And there are now more play features we can get into. We've taken a look at everything else, and that is, as I've shown it quite a few times, this back part can just pop off. Stay tabbed in. Or it doesn't even really tab in, it's just fiction that's holding that. That's why it keeps coming undone. It's like, only this part plugs in, and that just kind of sits there. Oh, actually, no, there is a tab. Right there, that's supposed to plug in there. Hang on. Yeah, that's not a great connection. But again, these parts are supposed to help with that. Which they would if they weren't broken, so... yeah, like I said, if the figure wasn't... if it still had those few extra tabs there, it probably would hold together just a bit better. Now, the play feature you can do with this thing is you can fold this part down, and you can see on both his shoulders, there are those two posts there. I'm going to do that on this one. And there's a hole right here and there, so you can do it on either side. And you got this little thing here, which is supposed to be like kind of like a handle, I guess. And basically you just plug this on to his shoulder and kind of extend his arm and get him to hold that. And you would, again, if I had the propellers, it would be like a propeller slasher blade thing, which that's kind of cool. It is a bit heavy, so he doesn't quite hold it properly. You can't really see it, but he's a little lopsided there. But you can probably get into some more. Yeah, so depending on how strong your joints are in the figure, my copy's leg joints held up really, really well. So he can hold this no problem, just fine. Though you probably can't get into too dynamic of a pose, I would imagine. Or no, he's... Oh, goodness, yep, like I said, yeah. Grew hopeful for a second. Maybe. No, let me try it again. Let's see. The arms will keep it. Nah. I almost had it for a little bit. So, you can get some poses out of him. Again, depending on how tight the leg joints are on your figure. Not on your copy. But yeah, so it's a neat little thing. It's something. It is something. I typically don't do it though. It's a little silly. But it's optional, which I appreciate. You know, you don't have to do that. You just have them like this, which is where I typically have them as. I like that. I like it when like the gimmicky play feature things like that are optional. You don't have to do them. You can just display them normally, and he looks fine. He looks pretty cool. Now, on to some size comparisons. Hey, I'm back. I was getting all the figures transformed for size comparisons, and I just realized I forgot a step in the transformation. On the back here, let's raise up the camera a little bit. The propellers. I forgot about the propellers. They can collapse, and there's even a nice convenient little arrow here to tell you which ones collapse. So yeah, I do that, and then flip it upside down like that, so you can have the nice little, you know, the way his blades are, or close to how his blades are orientated in the movie. So yeah, forgot about that. Alright. Now, just come back just a little bit more. Okay. Now on to size comparisons. I forgot the one little step. Now, to start off with size comparisons part 2, we have Lego minifigure. Pack destruction minifigure Martha. Almost thought she was gonna fall forward, but she didn't. Isn't that nice? There we go. It's a little brighter. Pack destruction minifigure Godzilla. And here it is with his partner in crime, Robot Mord Scorponok. Yeah, this yeah, it's just there we go. That's better. I mean, I know they had to for it because, you know, it wouldn't be a real Transformer figure, but man, is it silly. So, this is Scorponok. It is with Swindle. And being a Voyager, he's not actually that much taller than this window. Ain't that weird? Although I did learn recently that the Voyager class, I don't know if this is true or not, but the Voyager refers to the vehicle mode, not the robot mode. So that way, that's why sometimes Deluxes, Voyagers can be shorter or taller, or but Deluxes can be smaller or taller in other modes. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard that's how the scaling works. Which, if so, that makes a bit of sense for some figures. Anyhow, here it is with the Blackout. Barricades. I know words. And let's try and make some room here so we can get. Actually, I guess you can just go right there in the middle. Come on, barricades, stand up. Get all the movie baddies in there. Quite cool. Quite cool. Now, on for the Autobots, or on to the Autobots. I don't know what I'm saying. We have RC. She will stand. I'll just hold her. Oh goodness. Bumblebee, if he'll stand. You stand, Bumblebee, please. For me, maybe. Come on now, come on now. There we are. And here it is with Jazz. Now, I was gonna do like a whole gather thing, like get all of them in here, but I think I'll save that for the last one. Which will be the last one? Well, you'll just have to watch and find out. Now, won't you? Oh goodness. Now, for the last step, measuring time. So Blackout at the head is actually shorter than 6 inches, about 5.5. Huh. If you got the propeller thingy, he's darn near 8 inches. So, yeah. But at the head, he's only around 5. So, yeah, I never realized how small he was for a Voyager, but probably would have helped if they had this guy and then released another one that was like leader class, because if you remember, he was pretty dang big. I mean, he was never really with anybody, but in Revenge of the Fallen, you had Grindor, which is just another Blackout, and compared to Optimus and all the others, he was huge. So, yeah, the figure definitely is not in scale, but I do like it. I think he looks cool. He definitely, well, not in scale, he definitely looks cool with the other characters as well. And, yeah, I definitely like him. And again, it would help if, those tabs weren't busted off, so his arms would stay in place a little bit better, but, what are you gonna do? But yeah, overall, I think he's pretty nice. It's a pretty neat little thing, especially for back in, 2007. He's got some nice articulation, details pretty decent. So, yeah. I definitely think he's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. I hope you enjoy. See you later. Sayonara. Bye.